Hello guys, and it's GX here, and today's video is going to be me bringing you a deck profile on Charizard V and VMAX. So basically, I ended up pulling two of the Charizard VMAXs. Yeah, very pretty cards to be honest. So I thought I would just bring like a little bit of a deck profile, what I'm experimenting with, something exciting, you know. It's not, I don't know if it's competitive or not because I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully I will be trying it this weekend, and then I can probably do some videos on some changes and stuff that I intend to make. Maybe do a second profile with a different kind of build to it. But we'll see how it goes. It's quite exciting and looks fun to make. So yeah, let's get down to it. Firstly, we have two Charizard VMAX because he's very good. I say he's very good, he's very pretty, and it's very flexy. We have 4 Charizard Vs. Makes sense. The only reason I'm running 2 VMAXs and 4 Charizards is because
I personally believe
Charizard's basic and the VMAX evolves. 3's expensive, so this is kind of like budget friendly, plus I didn't pull the third one, and I wasn't going to sort of, if I could trade for it, sure, but I'm not going to like spend money on a third one.
don't have that.
Yeah, it's kind of solid. I love Welder decks. I love fire types. So let's, I'll just continue on. Then we've got 1 Charizard and Reshiram GX, or Reshiram Charizard GX tag team. And again, it just kind of, it's like another sort of strategy I can go with depending on the deck I'm playing. Mainly for Double Blaze GX, so you can kind of, if you're playing decks that kind of have anti-V immunity, I'm not sure if there is any, but that's like the old idea. It kind of just sort of punches through 300 damage for 6 energy. And then there's the Outrage as well. So if you bring Charizard Reshiram GX out, you got Outrage to kind of it kind of forces your opponent to try and aim for 1 turn knockout rather than just poking at it, because he just gets powerful the more damage it takes. Next we have 2 Volcanions. The only reason I run 2 is because I'm trying to not do what everybody's doing, which is just 4. And this deck is going to be a bit more technical, a bit more kind of dig through the deck. And you'll see why, because my next 2 cards are 2 Jirachis. Again, this is personal choice. I love Jirachi engines. Now that Escape Board's gone, there is Scoop Up Net, which is a solid, if not better, option, because you can retreat it back into your hand. And yeah, it's just kind of, that's like, I like digging through the deck and it kind of extends plays. So next we have 2 Dedenne GX, or Wii. Again, just speeds through the deck. Don't really need to say much more about that. I think I said that in the last video when I did my ADP deck profile. And then Elder Gross V, it turns a play set of supporters into 5 instead, or it just adds a +1 for any supporters used. Unless you start off with it and then Dedenne, which is usually my luck. Anyway. Then we've got a single of Crobat V. Crobat V kind of extends plays with Dedenne, so you can use you can sort of see 12 cards through your deck. If you get a Dedenne off, you can sort of go into a Crobat V as well. Then you kind of get you can basically dig up to 12 cards through your deck, which is why I'm playing it. The whole idea is to kind of just burn for those Welders rather than relying on that turn 2 Volcanion. So this deck can go first, and it can do well going first. I like to believe it can. I haven't actually tested it.
It's lit.
So we'll see. Next we have 2 Cherish Balls. This gives us access to our Dedennes and our Tag Team Charizard. So it's just a search option there. So get more search equals more consistent. 4 Quick Balls. Everything in this deck is basic apart from the Charizard VMAX. So it just gives us access to almost everything in the deck. Every deck should be running this card. Don't need to say much more about that. And because we're using evolved Pokemon and a lot of little Pokemon, we've got Pokemon communication, so we can kind of, if we do pull the wrong Pokemon, we can actually kind of try and dig for the stuff we actually need, or well, search. So that's the Pokemon side of things. So for our trainer cards, we've got 2 Giant Hearth. Again, quite self-explanatory really, kind of just allows us to search our fire energies. 3 Pokegear, we run quite a few supporters in here. This card kind of gives us access to those supporters a lot quicker. It's very diggy, kind of works well with Jirachi. So you can like hit a Jirachi, top a Poke Gear, and then that can extend into more supporter plays. To scoop up net. So this is for our Volcanions and Jirachi, so they're just not sitting there as targets. Or we can kind of recycle Jirachi's ability twice if we've got like the switches. And 3 switches, speaking of which. Self-explanatory again, every deck uses these. I think. I don't know. 3 Fire Crystal. So this deck kind of burns through a lot more fire energy than most sort of standard fire decks. So we kind of run 3 instead of 2 because I'm not running as many fire energies. I'll explain my thinking on that in a minute. So we've got Big Chan to kind of make our VMAX Charizard bigger. And Air Balloon. So if we do start off with that turn 1 Volcanion and we don't really want to be attacking with him, it's just a 4th switch that kind of is a bit like, it's always there. So for some of our supporters, we have, let it have it, 4 Welders. Yep, 4 Welders, accelerates our fire energy, makes us very powerful and attacky, very aggressive card, love it. 3 Boss's Orders, nearly called it Giovanni's Scheme then, haha, plot twist. So if we run 3 because we can get the 4th using our Elder Gross V. And then next, for our last supporter, we have Guzma and Hala. It allows us to see some of our special energies, our stadiums, and our tools. We kind of play tool cards. So we can kind of just nip in, grab a Giant Hearth, discard a couple of cards, and then kind of grab a special energy and a tool, which kind of, again, gives us access to more plays. So we quite like that. Especially turn 2, if you start off with that Volcanion and you kind of have nothing. Giant Hearth sees the fire energy for the Volcanion, and then the Air Balloon allows it to retreat the next turn, provided you've got something to retreat into. So, yep. So for our, we have 3 triple acceleration energy. So this is for when we do get our VMAX out, it kind of just acts as the ultimate discard cost completely. So we only have to discard that, and it discards itself anyway, so that just means that we're not wasting our fire energy on Gmax Wildfire. And then we are running 9 fire emojis.
Get it?
So yeah, like, the whole idea is to kind of just, like, burn through stuff really quickly. I ain't following, like, typical builds because I want to see how well this does kind of being a sort of more, like, Mewtwo kind of inspired build. I kind of always loved using Jirachi as a kind of card to extend those plays and combos, and I know Jirachi kind of makes the deck a bit vulnerable, but then it kind of gives us a bit more versatility, and it kind of allows us to kind of speed through our deck a lot quicker, which is kind of like, I'm playing 2 Volcanions instead of 4 because, again, we're not always going to be going second, and so this deck's kind of designed to kind of prepare for a turn 1 scenario. But if you go in second, it just makes it better. There's a lot of search options. There's a lot of like cool stuff that go on. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying this out. I don't know if it's going to be good because I haven't really played this since like going to locals because the set's only been out a little while, and I think I pulled like most of the stuff after my recent locals. So yeah, this is it. We'll see how it goes. I'm quite excited to play it. Also, so shout out to my friend Ross, who has made me this lovely deck box. I got it commissioned. So if you're looking for something like this, the whole idea is that if you go to regionals or something, it's kind of more convenient to carry around. The other great thing is, you can actually fit a mini deck box in. So, I know, a deck box within a deck box. What was that, Inception? Deck boxception. I quite like this because it means that you're not kind of grabbing your sleeves as well when you're like trying to pull it out, because it can be a bit like, you know, obviously there's got a lot of cards in there and you kind of got to go in and go out like that rather than just pour them onto a table so it'll be attached to your belt. But it's kind of just makes it convenient. It's like a simple place to put your cards rather than just digging through a bag, and I really like it. So I just thought I'd like show this off. It's very lovely. Thanks, Ross.
It's lit.
So yeah, that will conclude this video. I just thought I'd like talk to you and give you some like cool little bits and bobs to kind of have a look at. Some shiny cards. This beautiful pieces of very expensive paper. I don't even know if the deck's actually that good. I don't think it's like top tier, but I know it's going to be damn fun. And I just love it when you throw an expensive card on the board and your opponent's like, what are you doing? Like, not PSA grading that? I think I'm just scum like that, to be honest. So I just like, I rock the Charizard also. Anyway, yeah. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and yeah.
Oh yeah, girl. Fire emoji.